Hey, guess what time it is? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. I am Michelle Geeson, your hostess with the mostest, the one that apparently can't talk. Welcome to another Facebook Live recipe demonstration. Today you're in for a treat. I got everything set up. I got my camera girl, Maya. Say hi, Maya.
Hi.
So energetic. We had a little pep talk before we started rolling. And we've got our trusty dog, Lego, here to pick up any scraps that fall on the floor. So you're in for a great treat. We are making a sausage and bean soup. It is broth based. It can be made vegetarian or not, whichever you prefer. So I can't wait to just dig in and show you. I've also got a bonus recipe for you. One, because I hate waste, but I will tell you more about that soon. Welcome. If you're new to our format, welcome. If you're a veteran to our format, welcome also. I am so glad you're here and I appreciate your time. You know, one thing we have in common is that we have all had weight loss surgery or we're gearing up to have weight loss surgery. And again, maybe that doesn't fit the bill. Maybe you're just trying to shed a few pounds. Maybe you're striving for overall health and wellness. Maybe you're trying to combat diabetes. Whatever the reason that you're tuning in today, you are in the right place. So thank you for being here. I am gonna jump right in because we are doing this Swiss chard spicy sausage and bean soup. Now, I'm making, it's kind of like an oxymoron of sorts today because I have made this soup numerous times in the past. I love it. I have made it with plant-based protein sausage, and I've made it with turkey sausage, which is another protein, animal-based, obviously. And this time around, I like the turkey better, and so that is what I used. That is what I'm using today. But I am using vegetable broth. So again, the beauty about these recipes is that you can make it how you want, okay? This is our chance to live large, cook small, and find flavor in everything that we do. And one of the things that I realized on my own weight loss journey was I didn't want to be told that I couldn't have this or that. I didn't want to feel deprived. I didn't want to feel shafted. I didn't want to be at a party and watch people eating whatever food they wanted to eat and not be able to partake. And so I don't like using words like diet. I don't like saying I can't have this or I shouldn't have this. I am a firm believer if you are armed and dangerous with the knowledge and the desire to eat properly and support your bariatric or your wellness lifestyle, that you will be undefeated. You are gonna be great. And so I like to find ways to incorporate and layer flavors in my recipes. I don't want to use words like cheat and naughty. I just like to find really cool ways to make things yummy. And so that's what I'm gonna show you today. Vegetables and beans and broth and protein, whether it's animal-based or plant-based, you're in the right place. So let's get to it. Maya, I'm gonna ask you to come around here and I guess just keep the camera on me unless I ask you to look at something, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to make the soup. The first thing that I do is I use I'm using the Jenny O turkey sausage, and it comes in a roll just like your regular sausage would be. You know, I was actually looking at the nutrition facts between plant-based and animal-based yesterday when I was shopping for this recipe demonstration. And the turkey sausage actually won out in several categories. One of the main categories, price. This was about $3.50, and the animal-based or the plant-based protein was a little bit smaller of a package and almost double the price. So it just has to do with preference. Obviously, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you're gonna do things a little bit differently. But if you're just trying to eat healthy, either one of those is a really good option. So let's run down the ingredients list, okay? We're gonna do that first. Maya, is anyone asking any questions or making any comments? Yes or no?
Some.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me? She's like, I don't know.
Melissa's saying to me.
Oh, hi, Melissa. Thanks for being here as usual. All right, so we want to start off with a large onion, and we want to get that chopped. We're going to combine that with some garlic, and we are going to saute them. So we'll go over to the pan here in just a minute. And actually, why don't we do this right now? Maya, come on over here. I've got a little bit of olive oil and my onion and my garlic in here, and I just want to make sure that I am sauteing these until they're nice and translucent. They're almost there. I wanted to get a little bit of a head start. I also am cooking it in the flavors left over from when I cooked the sausage. So here is my Jenny O turkey sausage. And you can make this recipe a couple different ways. You can put little chunks of sausage in there, and I've done that before, or you can grind it up in like ground beef, like taco meat kind of, and do it. And that's the way I decided to do it today, because I didn't, I wanted everything to be small. I want to be able to put my spoon in and get a whole bunch of different things on one spoon rather than just one big chunk of sausage. So that is why I did it this way. Maya, if anyone comments on that, let me know. So we've got the onion, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. We've got the roll of sausage. I think on the average it's 14 ounces. And then we've got our Swiss chard. We need to de-rib it and chop it. And that's gonna be the last thing that I show you. And then a can each of black-eyed peas, white great northern beans, and a can of tomatoes with green chilies in there. As far as spices, we're going to use some tried but true. We're going to use onion powder, garlic powder, salt, of course, crushed red pepper, and little paprika, smoked paprika. And then we are going to throw in a bay leaf in there for some added flavor, and we're going to use 8 cups of vegetable broth. You could use turkey broth, you could use chicken broth, I mean, you could even use beef broth if you want. Again, make this recipe your own. I'm just giving you the skeleton recipe, okay? So there we go. We've got our onions pretty well cooked. We've got our sausage cooked. I'm gonna turn the heat down here. Let's come on over here and let me show you the Swiss chard. If you're not familiar with this leafy green, it is amazing, and I discovered it new. It comes in all different kinds. This is called rainbow chard. Maya, you want some? No. She's like, heck no. So I want to get a couple of each color. This is actually 2 bunches of them that I bought. They were, they only are available at my grocery store as organic, and it was, I think, $2, $2.29 a bundle. So I'm going to do 3 red and 2 yellow. Oh heck, let's do 3 red and 3 yellow and 1 white. So really what you want to do, you want to de-rib this. And again, I'm not a fan of wasting, especially when it's so pretty. So I've got a bonus recipe to show you as well. So what I want to do first, and Maya, you'll want to concentrate on the cutting board. I'm going to cut the stems off because we are going to use these bad boys, and that'll be the surprise. But you want to, I find that it's easiest if you just cut along the stem, and there you go. And now you have the stem left. So you want to keep doing that and get everything done. Now remember what I was saying before, my goal when I'm eating soup is to be able to have a nice bite of everything. So again, I want to cut this into bite-sized pieces and make sure that they're, you know, that I'm not looking like I'm pigging out while I'm doing that, because God forbid. This is a really great recipe to have at home, to take to work. It's very versatile, very flavorful, very, very delicious. So, okay, I'm gonna turn up the speed here, Michelle, and show you my Chard, C-H-A-R-D. Hopefully you've liked the informational stuff I posted this week about the Swiss Chard. Swiss Chard is just one variety. Rainbow Chard would be another variety. It's a pretty righteous veggie. Okay, so I've got all of this. Now I just want to cut it up as fine as I can without it being, you know, tiny, but not too tiny. All right. I love taking out my aggression and cutting. So I always like to cut it on one side, and then I kind of rotate it and do a little chopping on the other side. And it's so super pretty because you can see there's even color to the, I don't know, for lack of a better word, the veins or the ribs. I think that's what they call it. Okay, so we've got this pretty well chopped so it can be bite-sized morsels of soup. And all we're gonna do at this point, now that we've got our veggies, our onions and our garlic softened, we're just gonna throw everything in the pot. So Maya, if you would be so kind as to walk with me. I have got my Dutch oven ready with 8 cups of vegetable broth. Take a look, Maya. All right, is it getting pretty foggy? Huh? Melissa says hi. Why don't you say hi back? All right, Swiss chard in there. Now, it is gonna eventually lose its bright green color. It's too bad. I wish it didn't have to, but it is. Okay, Maya, stay on that. I'm just gonna rinse this off real quick. And now we're just gonna combine everything. So, let me show you. I have got a can of diced tomatoes and green chilies. And then I am using a can each of black-eyed peas and great northern beans, but you need to rinse them and drain them. So I've got them right here, and they are going right on in, as well as a bay leaf. In you go, bay leaf. All right, now we get to the spices. So I'm coming back over there. I've got my Fab 4, actually 5 if you include the salt. All right, so a ½ teaspoon of each. Salt, salt. All right, garlic powder's next on deck. Garlic powder. Paprika is next on deck, and this is in no particular order. It's just what I'm grabbing. Onion powder. All right. And then finally, crushed red pepper. Now, you can start off with a quarter teaspoon and go as much as a teaspoon. You could put the whole darn thing in there if you want. I'm starting at a ½ teaspoon. I like mine nice and spicy. There we go for that. And now we want to give it a stir. But of course, we still have to put in our sausage. So that's going on in. And our onion and our garlic. And that's going in too. Here comes that. And you want to make sure that you let this simmer about 20 minutes. You want to get the full blending of those flavors. Barley, oh my God, I just called Lego Barley, which was our deceased cat from a decade ago. Lego, don't beg. Sorry, I called you Barley. All right, get on in, get in. Look at how gorgeous that soup is. It really, you could even put the chard in like the last piece of it or at the last minute. But you do want it to get nice and soft. But it's very colorful right now, don't you think? What do you think, Melissa? How does it look? That's looking good. All right, so let's let this simmer a little bit. I'm gonna put the lid back on, and then I want to come back over here and show you our bonus recipe. So now, like I said, I am not one for wasting. I hate it, especially when the food is pretty, like the stems of the Swiss chard. So I'm gonna take these stems, and if you are a fan of pickles, refrigerator pickles, dill pickles, any kind of canned jarred pickles, you are gonna love this recipe. We are gonna make pickled chard pieces, but they're so absolutely delicious, and it's one of my favorite things to do with the chard. So the first thing, come on over here, Maya. I want to cut these into little pieces. And here we go. I've got these rinsed and they are organic. Isn't that beautiful? It's like a freaking rainbow. They're so pretty. All right. So now I've got these Chard pieces and stems, and I want to just put them, all right, do you have the camera on here, Maya? Mm-hmm. We're gonna put all these stems in a mason jar. Can I do it without, I'm just gonna stuff it on in there. This is a real treat, you guys. Okay, so once you have your pieces in there, you are gonna make a concoction that is very similar to, you can come on up, back up here now, Maya. Very similar to refrigerator pickles. And I know this probably looks like a Bloody Mary or something that you drink when you are trying to get rid of a hangover. But really, I swear it's good. You wanna do, it's 2 cups of white vinegar. You can use 1 cup or 1.5 cups of sugar, but I don't use sugar. Sugar is bad for me. So I use Splenda. And the really cool thing about the Splenda package, and you don't have to pan in, I just want to show, is that they give you a guide on the back. So if it takes 1.5 cups of sugar, you are going to use half of that. So 3/4 of a cup of Splenda. And then I also added 1 tablespoon each of celery seed and salt, and then 3 generous tablespoons of sriracha, because it'll have a nice kick. And you can kind of guide yourself. If you don't like it too spicy, you don't even have to put the sriracha in it if you don't want to, but that's what's giving it its Bloody Mary look. Sriracha is really spicy, Maya. And then all you want to do is make sure you got it nice and stirred. I've been stirring it for about a half an hour because you want to make sure that those sugar granules are completely dissolved. Pour it on in. You want to make sure everything is submerged, and I'll probably just go for broke here. Yep, perfect. Look at that. And put the cap on it. And now you can keep it in the refrigerator for a couple days. Like, the longer that you marinate it or let it sit, the more delicious it's gonna be. So, I mean, even it's 2 o'clock right now, 2:15 right now. If I served it at dinner time by 6, it probably tastes somewhat decent. But tomorrow, these babies are mine. They're gonna be delicious, and then the next day they'll even be better if they see the light of Tuesday. So that is the bonus recipe, and that is how you can go without having to throw away all those beautiful stem pieces, okay? So let's go back to the soup, Miss Maya, and see how it's looking. Come closer. Oh, we got a nice rolling boil there. You like pickles, don't you, Melissa? It's olives you don't like. Hi, Casey. I'm glad you made it. This soup is delicious. Okay, let me get a ladle. Maya, you keep your eye on the soup. I will get my ladle. And let's get a bowl. I want. You know, some of my bowls are missing, and I have a feeling, Maya, your dad has taken some of my bowls for the downstairs area. Not very happy. All right, let's serve this bad boy up. All right, so I'm gonna turn the heat down a little. I'm still gonna let it simmer. You wanna let it simmer covered because you don't want that precious broth to evaporate. All right. Doesn't it look nice? Oh, it's just beautiful, so pretty. All right. Okay, Maya, here we go. It's soup time. So ideally, when I take a spoonful, look at how much goodness I get on 1 spoon. And that's the beauty of making sure you're cutting your veggies in bite-sized pieces. It is seriously comfort food at its best, and it is so delicious, and I'm so excited. And I really hope that if you haven't tried any of these before, if you're a bean person, maybe you've never tried black-eyed peas, okay? If you're a veggie person and have never tried Swiss chard, give it a try. You will be pleasantly surprised. I fell in love with the color. And you can get these bad boys at the farmer's market during the spring and summer too. So they taste really good on salads. They taste good like on a turkey burger or whatnot. I mean, you can pretty much interchange it as much as what you would do with like spinach. You can use this for. So that is that. I want you to know that Bariatrics and Tips is on all social media. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitter. See, I didn't look. I had it written down, but I didn't look. And then next week, we have got an amazing recipe demonstration for you that revolves around a lupin pizza crust. Now, this pizza crust is amazing. You can make lots of different things with it, including flatbread. It is protein rich. It is low in carbs. And if you've never discovered lupin flour before, you are gonna get your socks knocked off. Yes, it's that good. You know, I've dabbled with a lot of pizza crusts in my day, ranging from cauliflower and broccoli flour to the lupin flour, and I will say I like the lupin flour the best. So very excited. All right, so it was kind of an abbreviated recipe demonstration today. I guess the soup went really fast, but I appreciate you tuning in and sharing your Sunday with me. Go make some soup on these cold winter days. Hopefully we don't have too many more of them, but here in West Michigan, it is blue sky, but super windy. So thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Have yourself a great day. Bye.